Did you know that you can buy Costco returns like these for basically nothing? They sell it for pennies on the dollar to entrepreneurs like me, and we sell it online for millions of dollars.
You're at what, $200 including shipping?
Yeah, that included everything out the door.
So $3,400 gazebo?
$3,400 gazebo.
$200.
$200.
$1,800 set for $200.
$200. It's not gambling. You put in the number, you leave. There's no hidden secrets. There's no super knowledge you have to have. It is a simple business, but man, it really works. It changed my life, and it's changing lots of people's lives that are getting involved in it. It's the most direct path to multi-generational wealth that I know about.
I have a friend named Shannon that has made millions of dollars doing this. So I said, Shannon, fly from California here to Texas and show me how to do that, because I want to make $10,000 profit in 10 days flat. Let's see if we can do it.
Shannon.
Hey, Chris, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Welcome to Texas.
Thank you. I'm ready to go on the treasure hunt.
You gonna help me make 10 grand?
Yes, I am.
Hopefully more.
I hope so. Yeah, depends how much we buy.
All right, Shannon, so I am logged into B-Stock.
Yep.
I'm on the Costco side of things.
Nice.
What are we looking at here?
Right now, there's about 465 auctions going on. Every category from food, shoes, oral care, consumer electronics, appliances, all that stuff. So this is just the main page that you're gonna look at when you first log in.
Anything jumping out at you? Like, that looks interesting, or?
What, go back up to the top. I'm a big fan of the musical instruments because it's kind of weird. It's like $5,000 worth of units. Yep. The Costco average price, $628, and its average price on the bid is $62. They had only one bid, ends today, the 17th.
Oh, it ended 5 minutes ago.
Oh, it ended 5 minutes ago.
This sold for $63 a unit.
Yes, it did.
For pianos. Used good, which could be new.
Could be new, you don't know. I'd be happier if I saw like those things, some of them still in the boxes.
So this only got one bid, and it sold.
It's very common. It's not a highly competitive category, but you've got a lot of wiggle room to make this work. You could sell one item and get your investment back. I don't like the computers. I think that's not a great category. Women's apparel, depending upon the brands, DKNY.
What do you do with a pallet of coffee? Would you ever touch
You
food?
sell it on Whatnot. Oh. Yeah, food is hot on Whatnot.
Okay.
Candy, coffee. We just watched one of our mastermind members. He sold Monster energy drinks, gummy, liquid IV, just dropping stuff in boxes, taking bids right there. It's pretty crazy. Sold like $1,500 worth of stuff in an hour.
47 fridges for $175.
So that's going to close in an hour and 15 minutes. How many bids?
2 bids, $4 per unit for refrigerators.
Yeah. Now these are used fare.
Yeah.
You're going to want to have some experience in this category. You're going to want to know how to order a panel from Samsung or whoever that you've got a scratch or a dent. You're going to want to know how to get, I need to get this shelf that is broken or whatever. So it's a little more sophisticated, but yeah, I think it's terrific.
Now I like the idea of appliances. I've got a little bit of space to put them.
There's good barrier because they're big and they're heavy. There's not a lot of activity as on the bids unless you're in that market, but those barriers are the opportunities, right?
Yeah.
I like this one too because it has unique items. This is a big LG like cabinet that does presses pants.
It's like the steam cabinet?
The steam cabinet. It's unique and different. I think there's a few of them up on this load. I think it's interesting. I love the fact that last picture there's stuff still in the box.
It's brand new.
The factory stickers, that's a big deal too to look for. I like that. Everything's protected really well. Different colors. I'd want to look at these and go, okay, what features do they have? And most of them at Costco, they're not selling the low end stuff. They're selling things with like Steam and maybe you connect an app to it. That stuff's all attractive to me.
So you think this could be a good item for us?
I think it could be good. Yeah, I think it'd be a great experiment. This stuff is in demand.
What should we hope to pay per unit for this specific item?
Yeah, I'd like to be around, a couple $100 a unit, somewhere in that price range.
Including shipping?
Including shipping.
Okay.
And I'm looking at these prices. This is a Costco price, which is below retail typically. And I'd want to go do a little research on like Facebook Marketplace. Hey, what is this stuff selling for? What's the demand? Anywhere around like a $200 range would be great. So what's Lowe's selling it for?
LG wash tower. Lowe's $2,500 for the tower.
For the tower, that's
All
top
combined.
bottom. So $1,200, $1,250 each, right? They sell the tower $2,500.
Yep. Now it says $2,100 because it's
Because
Costco.
it's Costco. So they're always going to be selling less, which gives you a little bit more wiggle room, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're sharing comparison, not everybody shops at Costco. You're showing the comparison price. I would use that Lowe's link and be like, hey, this is $2,500. If we paid around $250, you're going to be able to sell it for half that price. So if you can get $1,200, that would be a pretty good return on your investment.
I just typed in LG Laundry Center within 80 miles of Dallas, Texas.
There's $1,589, $1,450.
Let's do like new, $1,250.
2,000.
Maybe to be conservative, $1,000?
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to look at like, okay, what's worst case scenario? What we're trying to do is as fast as we can is get our investment back.
Yeah.
I think if your per unit bid is around the 200 to 250. Of course, I'd like to be on the low side, but depending upon what your timeline is, sometimes you pay a little bit more. I think it'd be a good experiment.
What are the payment options on this? Can I use a credit card?
You can use a credit card. You can apply for net 30 terms with B-Stock, or you can just pay direct with an ACH.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, well, let's start bidding.
Cool, let's do it.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I think we won. Does this mean we won?
That means we won, man.
All right, let's
yeah,
go,
high five.
man.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
dude. That's
thank
awesome.
you. What do we end up paying here?
It looks like we're going to be at like $243 per unit, including freight. We're at $243 per unit. Looking at that manifest, Costco price was around $11.50 per unit.
Yeah.
I think you've got a real big safety net, and it's just going to be a great experiment for you.
I feel like tripling our money is pretty conservative.
I think so. Yeah.
If we could do 4x, 2x is like worst case.
Yes. Yeah.
So if I want to get to this 10 grand goal, we might need something else.
You might get it done with this, but like another category I really love is outdoor gear, like patio furniture, Blackstone grills, sheds, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's just super popular. So you can sort in here by category as well.
Home and garden?
Yeah, home and garden, that's it. There's some stuff for garage, there's Blackstone grills, lighting, I don't really like that much. You know, hey, how about some patio furniture mixed with some Blackstones and maybe with some sheds?
Oh.
I think that'd be great.
What about this? Something like this?
Yeah, let's look at the manifest, see what you get here. Okay. I like this one. Oh, there's a gazebo on here, which is great. So that's a $700 item at Costco. Yeah.
Okay, so it's got that, and then we've got 7-piece outdoor set.
Yeah, look at the price on what's
$2 grand?
$2 grand for that. And look at this, you got a couple of Blackstones.
$450.
And then you have this big gazebo, $3,000 gazebo.
Fenwick gazebo. I think it's this one, Sunjoy Fenwick gazebo. $2,600.
And what we want to see is when we look at the photos, is that in the box? That's just one more positive thing for you to be looking for. How many things are coming in boxes? Look at these sheds. Sheds are always popular. You've got a $1,800 10 by 7 barn door shed.
Yep.
Then you've got a Thomasville
Outdoor rocking
I don't know. I
chairs,
think
or-
it might be. Let's take a look.
There it is.
There it is right there. So that's
$1,000.
$1,000.
$1,000 for those?
Yeah. So I love when Costco's still selling it. They're one of the few vendors, you know, when you go look at it, the price they're listing at so often matches what they're selling it for. A lot of other vendors, you know, it's like, oh, it's worth $1,000, and you go look and you're like, yeah, but you're selling it for $500.
Yeah.
You know, they're discounting things 50%. So I like this deal. I like the mix that it gives you different opportunities. And let's look at some of the photos. Yeah. So there's that big barn door shed. That thing's beautiful, man. So these are the factory pictures. That's awesome. I'd probably want to be $200 or less. You know, if we could pick them up landed for around $200, it's $13,000 worth. 12 units, you're going to be into for around 20,
Yeah.
you know, 500 maybe with shipping or something. I think that'd be fantastic.
Should we bid on it?
Let's do it, dude.
All right.
I'm excited. I love the bidding. Buying's the funnest part.
I know. All right, well, Shannon, I don't know if this is high five worthy, but we won.
That's awesome. I love winning.
Yeah, is this
great?
How do you feel about what we paid here?
You know, I wanted to keep it around $200. Looks like we're gonna be $222, including freight. I think we'll do okay. I would have been happier to pay a little bit less, but you've got a timeline here we're trying to fit into. This is a certain window for this project. I mean, I'm excited to get my hands on it and take a look at what it really looks like in person versus the photos.
We spent a good bit, give or take $200 to $250 per unit. Do you think this is going to be enough to allow me to make 10 grand profit in 10 days?
I think it will. I think you've got enough variation on product. It's going to be a challenge. This is not hands-off work. You're going to have to, you know, test some of this stuff. You're going to have to clean this stuff up. And, you know, like I said, it's a simple business, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
What is the real condition? What do we have to do to get it? Do we have to buy any missing parts? You know, some of those sheds have like 1,000 screws, you know, it's like, is all that stuff in there? I'm in your corner.
I don't think it'll take out all that long to get here. Do you mind if I just give you a call when it comes in?
Yeah, let's do it,
go
man.
Give it a look?
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Okay, thanks for your help.
Right on, man.
All
Looking
right.
forward to it.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, Shannon, we've got some pallets in here.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see them, dude.
So I would imagine that some people are seeing this thinking, I need a ton of space to do this business.
Right.
Like, what would you say to that?
Total misconception. You know, we got 2,200 people in our mastermind. Most people do it out of the garage. This is like 18 pallets of appliances. Definitely can fit it inside your garage. I like the garage too because it gives you a little front of mind pressure because you see it every day, or your spouse has to trip over it and they're like, hey, what's going on? Are you making progress? So I think it kind of moves you forward. So, I mean, more fortunes are started in the American garage, man, than anything. I love it.
that. Well,
you know?
even a 10 by 10 storage unit's like $100.
Yeah.
First month free.
Yep,
right? So if
that's
you live
right.
in an apartment or you have roommates, there's just no excuse.
Yeah, folks are like, I don't know where to put this stuff. It's like, well, buy small stuff. But if you need to, get a storage unit. Lots of storage units will also unload the truck and bring it into your unit for you, which is a great benefit. The categories and the opportunities it's just endless. If you can buy it in a store, you can buy it as a return or as a piece of excess, liquidation product.
What about like trucks and trailers? What would you recommend there? Do you need a truck, trailer?
Yeah, so I think that delivery is a great option for appliances. If you don't have a truck, you could rent one, the Home Depot thing, the $20 or whatever, or long-term, find a local delivery guy that can come over and be like, hey, I'll do deliveries for $50. I think that delivery is a great option, but you don't have to have a truck. You can just partner with somebody that does.
Can you tell me how much we paid for these appliances and like what they're worth?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's walk inside.
All right, what's your gut take?
I like the color. I like the stuff that's not always white because you compete against the low dollar, $150 washer people. But this is like, I'm looking for this model because it has steam, because it has this, and this product is a little higher end than the normal stuff. So I think the color's great. And I like the sets. You can buy the washer and the dryer, not just the washer.
Yep.
I also love these things.
Steam
it's a garment
power?
center. Yeah, but
Is
what
there
I love.
demand for this?
Well, what I love about them is they're like $3,000. I mean, you sell 2 of these and you pay for the entire load. It's great. So I like something different that I don't see a lot of other people selling.
Well, we've only
looking
seen
for that
about
stuff.
20% of it. So
Yeah,
let's go on a
that's
little
cool.
tour.
Let's go in.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I have a private community called TK Owners. That's tkowners.com. There's about 800 of us just starting and building and growing our businesses all together. I do Ask Me Anythings every week. There's accountability, there's support, there's free tools, exclusive guides, thousands of dollars worth of value for pennies on the dollar. So check us out at tkowners.com.
Is this the gazebo here?
Is it the gazebo?
No,
Yeah.
That's
the shed?
No, this is a gazebo.
That's a gazebo, and there's another box over
I think
here.
this is like $3,000.
Yeah, storage sheds.
Storage
Those are
shed.
like $1,200.
Garage shelving, more washer dryers.
Rockers, stuff's in great condition. They're recliners, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
This is great.
My wife, I sent her a video and she said she wants that for the front porch.
Yeah, the beauty of buying a lot of stuff is you're always finding stuff you're like, oh, I'm going to keep this. It's a treasure hunt.
There's another shed here.
More sheds. Yeah. And the sheds are gold. You don't want to put them together because it's like 1,000 screws in there. But when you see them like this, when they're in the box, that's perfect, right? Because then you're like, hey, come pick it up. They're definitely in demand.
Yeah.
It's terrific.
Second gazebo, which I love because that's one listing, right?
Yeah.
That'll save me time.
That's right.
Some Blackstones.
A couple of Blackstones, which I think are great. These you're going to have to clean up a little bit. You've got a grease
It
bucket.
came with free grease.
That's tallow, Chris. Blackstones are always in demand. And again, if you break down the cost of this load and look at the manifest, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The cost per item is
Yeah.
very low.
What would you say this is worth today? Because you have some Blackstone experience.
Yeah, this is the 4-burner. I think they were selling them for around $400. I'd say like $250. So this one obviously needs to be reseasoned.
Yeah.
You're missing the handle. So that's something like, hey, we got to get on the Blackstone site.
that on Amazon
or on Amazon, order a replacement handle.
You're saying that's worth it to do, right? 'Cause
Yeah, of course.
There's more buyers for a complete set.
Yeah. Like Blackstones are really popular, so I would assess these right away. Like, okay, what I got to do? I got to clean these up. I got to order a couple parts. I got to get this going, and these I would put up first. And I would check your local market. If they're $400 at Costco, Ace Hardware probably sells them for $489. Your local market, you might get $350 for them.
There's kind of two schools of thought here because let's just say hypothetically, I sell it as is, it's dirty, whatever, and it's $125. I get a buyer $125.
Yep.
And then let's say these knobs are $20, so we're in
Correct.
at $145. We clean it up a little bit, it's worth $200.
Yep.
So you got some added value there. The other argument, which completely contradicts that, is sometimes people want to think that they're getting a deal. And so they look at the price through that lens,
Yes.
right? So it's like, hey, I've got this Blackstone. It's priced because it doesn't have a knob. It's priced
It's
accordingly.
a reason, right? Like some of these appliances that'll have scratches, share that.
Right.
And everybody wants a deal and they want to justify it in their head like, well, why is it this price? I would have this one sitting right next to it when you sold it because the guy comes and goes, oh yeah, this thing, I want this one, it's $300 or whatever. And you got this one and you're like, well, this one needs a little bit of work. I'd let it go for $250.
Yeah. It also goes to show like how important the framing is, like the messaging of my ad. Because if I post this, I'm like, hey, it's missing a thing, and I kind of like downsell it, then people are like, oh, it sucks.
Yes.
But if I go in there saying, hey, it's priced aggressively because of the missing handle.
That's right.
Like both of those scenarios at the same price, you're going to get so many more takers when you're just like, I know what I got. It's priced as
and
is.
you can go look at it right now. It's on the Costco website or Ace Hardware. You say, look, here's the link. You can go take a look at it. Come over here and save a couple $100. Yeah.
No sales tax either. 8.25% here in Texas.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'll save that. All right.
I love
So we got this patio furniture. Came with an umbrella. I think the umbrella's up there.
Yeah.
If I were to buy this full set brand new from Costco, what would you think this costs?
About $1,500. The table weighs a ton. The the quality is good.
So would you list this as new or almost new?
I would list it probably like new.
Like new.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would list it like new.
What would you price this at, and then what would you expect to sell it for?
I'd probably price it about $900.
Put the retail price in the
Yep.
description.
I'd say, hey, it's $14.99. Come pick it up today. It's $900.
Yeah.
This one over here, still's got the factory, Sunbrella tags on it. It's got a few little scuffs. I wouldn't hide that stuff. Again, it comes back to that how you frame it.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome table. It splits in half so you can move it around. Very heavy.
These are the umbrellas here, aren't they?
That's that big monster 16-foot cantilevered umbrella. That umbrella alone, $700. The big gazebo that you got, $2,600. This patio furniture, Paradise Island, $2,400. This one, $1,799.
And then what do we pay per unit on these again?
The whole deal was $2,600.
For how many units?
12 units.
Wow,
Including
okay,
the
so-
sheds. So you're at what?
$200 a unit,
Yep.
including shipping, including
That
everything.
that
Out the
includes
door.
everything out the door.
So $3,400 gazebo.
$3,400
for
gazebo.
$200.
$200.
$1,800 set for $200.
$200. It's cool.
Now over here we've got a brand new of the garment steamers.
This is a wash tower, which is the washer and dryer together that stack on top of each other. The condition of this stuff is used good, which means it's a customer return. They're not testing this stuff in the warehouse. They're looking at it going, yep, that's okay, came
Looks
back in,
good.
looks good. I mean, this still has the factory stuff. I don't even think anybody opened this one.
Yeah.
So this is a good representation of what you'll get.
Could just be buyer's remorse.
Yeah, buyer's remorse, didn't fit, undeliverable, huge. Could have come directly from the manufacturer. Costco doesn't want it back, so it winds up here. So you get a mix of stuff that looks brand new like this, and then you get stuff like, okay, looks great, maybe there's a few scratches or something like that. There's some stickers on the back that were taken off. It's a good representation.
Do you remember what the categories are, the official categories? Like used good, that's
yeah.
like an official B-stock category. How does it go?
Yeah, so there's new, which is brand new product, never sold. Then there's like new, which may have stickers or some signs that it was on the showroom floor or in the warehouse, something like that. Then there's used good. The next one is used fair, which is like, there's some issues. I don't recommend used fair.
Some of the stuff we were looking at was used fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the sweet spot is the used good stuff. The customer returns, I think there's more profit in it. If you're just getting started, some of the categories like new, you can definitely make profit on if you want to take small steps to figure, get into this business. And then they also have a category called mixed, which I do not like because it could be anything. Salvage.
Could be 96% poor.
Yeah. There's a reason it's there.
Yeah.
Because obviously they are trying to get as much return on their investment as possible.
Yeah.
So they want to grade it as high as they can, but not disappoint the buyers.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have disputes.
Yeah.
They don't want to have somebody goes, I bought this stuff, you said it was good,
Yeah.
but it's not. And the key thing to understand too, there's nobody testing this stuff when you buy it. It's not going back into a warehouse and somebody's plugging it in and they're running a cycle or turning it on. They don't have time.
That works for and against
Correct.
you, right?
Yeah.
Because it means you're almost certainly not going to get a truckload of washers that are all broken.
Correct.
But it almost certainly means that at least one of them will have something wrong.
Correct. So that's why when you buy, you're looking at these low average prices. So you're like, okay, like here we're gonna do everything for $200 each, right? Well, these are $1,000 washers, $3,000 garment steamers, this kind of stuff. So you have a big range to work with. So you're like, you know what? At the end, we wound up with something that had problems. It doesn't mean they don't have any value, but I always say that this is a problem-solving business.
Yeah.
Whether you're gonna have to clean the Blackstones and order a handle, or fix a fuse on a dryer, that kind of thing, you either figure it out yourself or partner with people that can help you do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
With this, I imagine you would sell, you sell all the sets
I think
together,
I'd sell it
right?
as a set. This is one of
Yeah.
those wash tower thing they call it.
Yeah.
So
This is one example of something that clearly came broken.
Yeah, so the door is off this. So, I would be looking up using ChatGPT or whoever's like, okay, what's going on here? How do I get this door attached? I wouldn't be focusing on that at the beginning.
Sure.
I would be dealing with that later because I'm like, okay, we've got $5,600.
Yeah.
I want to get that money back by the end of next week. Let's move the stuff that's in demand.
Tell me how you look at this, because I like to say focus is overrated, momentum is underrated. If I get this shipment and I don't have you as my trusty mentor, I'm going to look at the broken door, I'm going to look at the Blackstones that need to be cleaning, and I'm going to think
No.
later. I'm going to get the good stuff listed, like the best of the best listed now. I want momentum.
Correct.
I want to feel good. I want the dopamine of getting
Yes.
cash. I'll worry about that stuff later.
Exactly.
And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I may never even get around to fixing it. I may
Correct.
just sell it
You may
for
sell it
pennies
as
on the
is.
dollar. But I think a lot of people are like, all right, got the shipment. We got to fix the door.
Yeah,
gotta
they
figure out how
focus
to
on the
fix door,
problems first.
clean the Blackstones,
Yeah.
and they're not making any money.
Yeah. You're right, and you want those quick wins. Like this stuff shows up, fired up, plug it in, great. I want these Samsungs listed today. I'm taking video, because you always want to have video in because it elevates you in the search function and if you're selling on a marketplace.
Yep.
You want to be rewarding yourself for the stuff because you're going to make that first sale. You're gonna be like, I'm stoked. I sold this thing for $500, and that's 10% of my investment. I sold one. You don't want to be like, oh my gosh, now I got all this stuff. I got to clean it. I got to do whatever. Human nature, there's a tendency to focus on the problems.
Yeah.
But really focus on the opportunities. Try to flip it and invert.
If you or someone you know went to ChatGPT and said, make me money, and then it did, I want to hear from you. I want to have you on my podcast to hear your story. If it's you, great, you'll get free publicity. If it's your friend, great, I'll give you $1,000 for sending your friend. Send them to tkoyes.com and fill out the form, and we'll have you on the podcast.
All right, so what's next here?
We need to test this stuff. We need to fire it up, just do some minimal testing, make sure everything's cool. So let's cut one of these open, get it plugged in, and make sure this is functional and see what it comes with.
Do you test any water hookups or just electrical?
I think I've just tested the electrical. My concept is you're going to solve problems anyway to make people happy. So you might as well use that as a selling point.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you 14 days. If you have a problem, just call me, bring it back. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, I'll go ahead and double that. I'll give you 30 days. Just like you, I'm an action person. I'm going to solve whatever problem they have. It's not like they're going to take it home, they're going to have a problem with gas, and they're going to call me and I'm going to say, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not a drive-away warranty.
Yeah.
It's I'm building a business in my community. I want to be a resource for them. I want to be the liquidation guy. I want them to say, let me introduce you to this guy.
Should we rip these open?
Let's do it, man. When you're cutting this stuff, you want to be sure, you go along where the cardboard is.
Yeah.
I would save all this stuff because it's good protection. It's got all the installation tools, the wrench. So I'm just going to plug this in. I want to check electronics.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm going to see the startup. Let's see what's. It's got an AI wash.
Oh, of course.
Built-in AI. This thing's beautiful, man.
As far as like the Facebook Marketplace categories are concerned, what would you list this one for? New, almost new?
I would list this thing as new.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
1,300 new from Lowe's.
Nice.
And we paid $243.
$243. How about, half of the Lowe's price? What you're trying to get is somebody that's looking for that model number. You want to list as many of the features as possible. You can set up a ChatGPT, say, hey, create me an SEO-based Facebook Marketplace ad. Make sure you list all the features, But then you also want to make sure you add a few sentences that you write, that you create, so it's more personal. Why are you in this business? It's like, hey, I'm doing this on the side, trying to put my kids through school, or we're doing this, whatever. I want to take my family to Disneyland.
Any reason works. Like
any reason.
Trying to pay my mortgage.
Trying to
save money. Trying to make
want
money.
my wife to be home.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Have that credibility statement, and it helps build that connection with people.
I want to see what this one's worth. I'm too curious.
Yeah, look that one up. Now, that's a dryer. This needs the kit.
Oh, the hose?
The kit, including like the plug. Some of them have it, and some of them don't.
Ooh, you know what this is worth?
What?
$1,000 at Lowe's.
Is that right?
So brand new at Lowe's, these would be
$2,400.
$2,400.
Yep.
We paid under $500 for them.
Yeah. Take great photos, take video of you walking around the pallet. Yeah, people love these things, especially at that price. And you don't have to sell half off. You could sell at 70% of the price.
Should we bust out some more of these?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's unwrapped. We're gonna take some pictures?
Yeah, and I want to start with the best looking thing we have. This thing's got the factory stuff, the energy guide, the install kits inside, the plastic's still on. Let's get this one off the pallet. We want to take a quick walk around video, and then we want to take some photos.
All right, look at this beautiful, brand
Look at this
new
beauty.
LG washer. Brand new, never been used, perfectly working.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful.
And you only get 60 seconds, right?
Yeah, 60 seconds, so quick video. It could be a time-lapse video if you want to show doing stuff, of you unpacking things or whatever, but
we want pictures as well.
we want pictures all around. We want pictures of everything positive and negative, not just, don't just show the good. We want to show this install kit. Let's put this up top. We want to take pictures of like that top and the manufacturer sticker. Always on the back. Anything that has a tag and everything still on it. If Facebook Marketplace gives you 12 photos, you want to use all those photos.
Yep.
They're the experts. They know how many photos for you to be successful.
I'm curious if you have like any sort of a framework or like, how do you look at listing? Is there like a process that you use for listing items?
I have the process kind of through the whole thing I call the flip system.
that an acronym?
It's an acronym. It
Okay.
can break it down for you. But we're in the middle of it right now, but I'd rather have you, let's make your first sale,
Okay.
and then I'll break it down and let you know what it really is.
Playing coy. All right, okay.
That's right.
So I went to ChatGPT and I said, write a quick description for the stackable LG washer to go on Facebook Marketplace, include specs, say that it's brand new, never used, color, etc. And then I uploaded some pictures for context. All right, so I've got the pictures, got the description, put the video first.
Yep. It's $12.99.
New.
New.
$8.99?
Why not? $8.79 maybe?
All right, so I put in the ChatGPT description and then I said, right below the top, I'm saving money for my kids' college and I've been a member of this community for 11 years. I stand behind my products and will be sure you're well taken care of.
That's beautiful, man. I would also ask ChatGPT to do the title for you.
Yep.
So create an SEO Facebook Marketplace title. You want to use as much space as you can. Include the model number, color, Do you want to put delivery available to really stand out, or is that something you want to add later?
Let's do free delivery available.
Free delivery within 5 miles, 10 miles. Some people may search for that free delivery.
Yep.
Right, and that could be part of your description. Ooh, pretty comfortable. Oh, that's nice.
My wife might want these
Chris has been working me hard all day, man. I need a little break.
Hardly
What sort of
working.
union rules are we working here?
This is a Sunday nap material.
Yeah, big time. Yep. We need an operator, Chris. Look at this. Is Thomasville. It's high quality stuff. So do a video.
Do a video of showing it pop out.
Yeah.
All right, you got a Thomasville set, 3-piece set from Costco. $1,000 new from Costco, $1,300 from anywhere else. It reclines way back.
Very well made. Sunbrella material. Get some pictures of this. There's a little bit of schmutz here.
Schmutz?
Yeah, that's a technical term.
All right. What do you say we list these stylers since we have 4 of them?
Let's do it. I like the black one, but I can't fit it in my carry-on. Oh, that's amazing, dude. Yeah, you got to film. So your video needs to be this. I'm turning it on. And,
Yeah.
Because this looks great. Yeah, it's really nice.
All right, LG styler, brand new, white, no dents, no scratches, no scuffs. We've got 3 of these bad boys. Look how beautiful that is. You got hangers, you got water compartments in the bottom.
I do recommend individual listings. I think you'll do better that way. In this case, if you want to do it to show different color, black and white available, that's cool.
Just throw that in there, but still do 2 listings?
I would do 2 listings, yeah. Double the opportunity, because this one's got some scuffs on the side you're going to want to show. Yeah, so this is when you start to notice, like, see the scuffs here? We got to show that.
All right, this is an LG wash tower, black. It is brand new, but it does have a couple dents and scratches. Never been used. The manuals are still in plastic. You've got the beautiful LED lights in here, the hangers, the pants crease care. And as for the imperfections, you got a little dent right there. Wanting to disclose everything, little dent right there. But hey, you put this up against the wall, it looks perfect. So that took us about 15 minutes. That includes moving them out, taking videos, taking pictures, pricing it, and listing it. 4 listings. One of the listings is for 3 of the brand new white stylers.
Okay.
One of the listings is for the black styler, $788.
All right.
And that one for like $917.
Okay.
So that's 1 listing of the 3 white, 1 listing of the 1 black scratch and dent, 1 listing of this, retails for $1,000. I listed it for $767.
Great.
And then 1 listing of the stackable LG black brand new washer. That retails for $1,300.
Terrific.
And we listed it for $879.
Great.
They're all in review, but I bet you we're going to have some inquiries here soon.
I bet you.
I know in DFW there's like 2,000 people moving here every day.
That's what you said. Yeah, that's incredible. It sounds like a great environment for appliances.
Oh, it's perfect.
People want to save money. They already have, they have costs associated with moving. They want to come pick stuff up that day.
Yep.
It's great.
And I actually we swapped out our washer dryers, so I sold mine personally a few months ago, and I was swamped with inquiries.
Nice.
Okay, so how do you look at responding to inquiries? Because it's all about speed.
Yeah, speed, right? Man. When you get 95% of it's going to come over Messenger, they're going to say, hey, and the first thing's always like, is this still available? Mm-hmm. And what you want to do then is bring some action into it, and a call to action is like, yes, I'm available 3 p.m. Can I meet you then? Mm-hmm. Or yes, what time would you like to come by and look at it? You want to do the next level.
Yeah.
Now they may have a specific question. You can certainly answer that, and I would suggest you create some templates in there that you can answer some of these common questions. Always end the templated thing or the message with, okay, I'm available Saturday from 10 to 1. I can meet you here.
Yeah.
If you've had it for a few days or whatever, you could say, look, if I still have it Monday, come talk to me or whatever. You know, if you're like trying to get some quick wins, you're like, okay, hey, look, I'm here at 3 o'clock. You show up, you can have it just $20 off or something like that. Because you're still experimenting. You're still in the middle of the flip system. You're still trying to figure things out. Sometimes you got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so it's been about 4 hours since our
Okay.
listings have been approved.
All right.
I've gotten a handful of inquiries, but
You get the famous still available.
oh, they're flaking out.
Ghosting is just part of the process.
Yeah.
So that's why having templates and your text expander on your phone built in that you can have
like
it so
the
you don't have to
keyboard
be
shortcuts?
Yeah, keyboard shortcuts so you don't have to do stuff over and over again. That's real important because you're trying to build a system, a repeatable system here. The analogy I always used for the still available is somebody that adds something to the shopping cart and never goes through checkout.
And I do it too.
We all do.
buyer, yeah.
We all do. Yeah.
So I've got one woman though who wants that steamer.
The finisher?
The scratch and dent one, the black one.
Nice.
The
I
dent
love
one.
that thing.
So it's listed for $884.
Okay.
Retails for $1,300. She wants $700 because of the scratch and dent. I'm telling her it's priced accordingly,
Yeah, yeah.
but she keeps like reaching out, like she's motivated.
Have you ever gone fishing?
I love fishing.
Because, you know, if she keeps coming back and asking, she wants it. We
Yeah.
only have one black one, right?
Yep.
It's not like you have the 2 or 3 white.
Yeah, and it's been listed for 4 hours.
And it's only been up there, and that's the way I said, like, hey, look, I only have the one. I'm happy to deliver it for you for free. You know, no charge for delivery. That's a discount right there. I know the price is right. It's $1,400 or whatever, $1,399 elsewhere.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, like I just listed it.
Yeah.
It's gonna sell. And
It's
that's kind of
definitely
a
gonna
signal
sell.
to me that I might have underpriced it.
Could be, and that's real common with new sellers that, you know, they're just like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta get some action. If our average cost is about $243 and you're gonna sell it for $870 something, I'd be pretty happy with that. I just wouldn't give up anymore.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And one thing I think that gets them going is to say, hey, look, I have other inquiries. If I still have it on Monday, I'll be glad to reach back out to you.
Yeah.
Don't agree on a price, but just say that. But usually that'll push them over the edge. And I also would say, okay, you know, I can do the delivery, but it's got to be today at 4 p.m. because, you know, my schedule.
Well, you said earlier, like they just want a deal.
They
right?
want a deal.
So what if I just say, hey, it's like $35 off. I'll do $850 and I'll deliver it, but it's got to be today because I want to win. I want
Yeah,
a quick win.
I know you want to. Yeah, I think that's fine for what you're doing here and your short time frame working on. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she's going to do it.
Awesome.
I'm going to tell her that.
I'm excited. I'll go help you bring it.
Okay. All right, it's been a couple days, and the things that are selling fastest are the things I would have least expected. The garment steamers. Who is on Facebook Marketplace looking for a new garment steamer, garment closet? I don't know. I didn't even know they existed before I accidentally bought them. I've sold a couple dryers, but I haven't listed most of the stuff yet. Today is going to be a big day because I just went ahead and listed a bunch of stuff at fire sale prices. I want to make my goal of 10 days. And so we're going to be meeting a bunch of people here at the shop today. And we got a couple people coming here soon. So we're going to start moving stuff and hopefully make a few $1,000 or maybe even $5,000 today because I've been procrastinating and I don't want to look like an idiot. So let's get moving. Hey, this pallet represents $1,200, so I don't mind sweating. Sold lots of them. How's it going? I don't know how they're gonna fit an umbrella in here, but you got an MIH. Make it happen. Listen, I'm fully confident this content has the potential to change your life. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. Shannon flew all the way here from California. So if you got any value out of this, please just hit subscribe, share it with a friend who might ever want to start a business or earn some money for themselves. Well, that's a wrap. Okay, now for the fun part. So we got a garment steamer for that. Next one for that. And then the third one, we had to come down on price because the inquiry started slowing down. 2 dryers for that each. Washer dryer combo. Umbrella. We didn't end up moving the shed, which was a bummer. This much on Venmo. This much in cash. A few more appliances for this much. then the rest of this stuff for that much. And all in all, it took 12 and a half days to make a total of that much money with that much of it being profit. Shout out to Seth, Carson, Maddox, Shannon, Joe Poole, especially those last two guys for stepping in. We easily could have hit our goal within 10 days had I been more proactive about listing and responding to people and cutting prices. That is the trifecta right there. Actually listing the things, responding lightning fast, and being willing to cut prices if you're not getting enough hits on them. Assuming that you have enough keywords in the title and description, and you've got like your location set right, and it's in the right category, and you have like the model, the color, the condition, all that listed. Assuming all that is correct, if you're not getting hits, the only thing you can do is A, boost it, right? Which has mixed results depending on the category, depending on the area, depending on how much demand you have for that item. But the second thing you can do is just cut the price. You gotta be willing to cut bait. Sometimes it just means you make less profit. Sometimes you have to lose money, but it costs money to store this stuff too. So you gotta be willing to do that. All in all, this was a huge success. Reselling's awesome, especially if you only have a credit card, not much money. You got a garage, 130 bucks a month, storage unit, Facebook account, internet connection. Anyone can do this stuff and anyone should do this stuff. So thanks for hanging out on the Koerner office, and we'll see you next time.